Welcome back to Daily Crypto News. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the latest updates in the world of cryptocurrency. Today's headline is one that's turning heads and shaking up the traditional finance world. Trump Media and Technology Group has raised a staggering $244 billion to build one of the largest corporate Bitcoin treasuries in the United States. Yes, you heard that right. The company known for its media ventures is now taking a massive leap into the world of digital assets, and it's doing it with institutional firepower and a vision that may redefine corporate finance as we know it. Let's dive into what this means, how they've structured the deal, and what kind of ripple effects it could create across both traditional markets and the crypto space. First, let's break down the numbers. On May 29th, Trump Media announced it had raised $2.44 billion through a private placement, one of the biggest fundraising moves by a public company looking to integrate Bitcoin into its financial strategy. This isn't just another diversification attempt. This is a bold pivot into making Bitcoin a core treasury asset. The funding round was executed through a mix of common stock and convertible senior secured notes. Specifically, around 55.9 million shares were sold at $25.72 per share. In addition, the company issued $1 billion in zero-coupon convertible notes, which are due in 2028. The placement brought in close to 50 institutional investors, signaling a high level of confidence and interest from heavyweight players in the financial ecosystem. That's a strong indicator that institutional appetite for crypto-backed strategies is growing, and not just in theory, but in action. Now, out of that $244 billion, approximately $232 billion will be used for two primary goals: acquiring Bitcoin and supporting the company's ongoing operations. In essence, this move is not just a short-term strategy to catch a bullish wave. It's part of a larger plan to embed Bitcoin into the very foundation of the company's asset base. CEO and Chairman Devin Nunes explained the rationale behind this massive step. According to him, Trump Media is aiming to acquire great assets, and this raise gives the firm the financial firepower it needs to fully implement the rest of its business strategies. With over $3 billion in liquid assets, the company will not only be more financially flexible, but will also give its shareholders direct exposure to Bitcoin's upside potential. Let's pause for a second and understand what that means. A media and tech firm raising billions, not just millions, for the explicit purpose of becoming a top-tier Bitcoin holder is unprecedented. And they're not just holding Bitcoin in some offshore wallet. The digital assets will be securely held in custody by Crypto.com and Anchorage Digital, both U.S.-regulated crypto custodians. This regulatory clarity and structure gives more confidence to both retail and institutional investors, something that has often been missing in the fast-evolving crypto space. As of the end of Q1 2025, Trump Media already reported $759 million in cash and investment holdings. This latest move could easily catapult the company into the top 5 public companies globally when it comes to Bitcoin holdings. Currently, that list is topped by firms like MicroStrategy, which holds over 580,000 BTC. While Trump Media hasn't yet disclosed the exact number of Bitcoins it intends to purchase, even a partial deployment of its newly raised funds could place it shoulder to shoulder with the likes of MicroStrategy, Tesla, and Square. So why does this matter? It matters because it's a massive validation of Bitcoin's growing role as a treasury reserve asset. While many companies still stick to cash, bonds, or gold for treasury management, Trump Media is effectively flipping the script by prioritizing digital assets. This could very well be the blueprint for how future corporations manage their reserves, particularly in an age of inflation, de-dollarization, and volatile fiat currencies. Nunes emphasized that the deal isn't just about securing financial strength. It's also about achieving the kind of growth and expansion that the company has long envisioned. He called the capital raise a stepping stone toward financial independence and future growth, all within the context of what he referred to as the America First economy. This phrase could point to a broader economic strategy that leans into domestic innovation, self-reliance, and technological advancement, and cryptocurrency plays a big part in that. This development arrives at a time when institutional crypto exposure is becoming more common. Traditional finance giants, asset managers, and publicly traded companies are all exploring or actively investing in digital currencies. Trump media's decision to go all in on Bitcoin adds another layer to this trend and could act as a catalyst for other companies contemplating similar moves. Let's not ignore the psychological aspect here. A company as high-profile and politically intertwined as Trump media making such a move sends a signal far beyond just Wall Street. It signals to retail investors, crypto enthusiasts, and skeptics alike that Bitcoin is no longer just a speculative asset. It's becoming a legitimate foundational financial instrument. Even more interesting is the way this deal was structured. Zero-coupon convertible notes are not your everyday financial tool. They're a way to raise capital without immediate cash flow burdens, since they don't pay interest but can be converted into equity later. That's a strategic choice, as it allows Trump media to prioritize asset acquisition, Bitcoin in this case, over debt servicing. It's a move that suggests the company expects the value of their Bitcoin holdings to appreciate significantly, providing future leverage or balance sheet strength. What about the timeline for purchasing Bitcoin? That remains undisclosed, but with over $2 billion earmarked and custodians already in place, it's likely we'll see a flurry of buying activity in the near term. If that happens, it could have a meaningful impact on Bitcoin's price, especially if executed in large chunks. Market watchers and analysts will undoubtedly keep a close eye on blockchain data for any signs of major inflows tied to Trump media. This also brings up the broader implications for corporate finance. If this strategy proves successful, and by success we mean positive ROI, increased shareholder value, and stronger market positioning, it could trigger a wave of corporate Bitcoin adoptions. CFOs and treasury managers across industries will be compelled to at least consider if they too should hold digital assets as part of their balance sheets. This is where things get even more interesting. Regulatory frameworks for corporate crypto holdings are still evolving. Trump media's decision to work with U.S.-regulated custodians adds a layer of safety and legitimacy. It also potentially sets the stage for how other firms might approach crypto integration in a compliant and secure manner. This may pave the way for regulatory clarity, innovation in custodial services, and even the birth of new financial products geared toward corporate clients. So what we're witnessing here is not just another crypto headline. It's the birth of a financial experiment that could have long-term implications for how corporations manage assets, how investors think about diversification, and how cryptocurrencies find their way into the core of global economic systems. Whether you agree or disagree with Trump media's politics or media stance, what cannot be ignored is their bold financial maneuver. They're stepping into uncharted waters with confidence, backed by billions in institutional capital and a clear vision of what they believe is the future. And if that vision turns out to be accurate, this move will be looked back on as a turning point. A moment when the lines between traditional finance and digital innovation blurred just enough to spark a new paradigm. For now, all eyes are on Trump media to see how this plays out, not just for their shareholders, but for the entire crypto ecosystem. Thanks for tuning in to Daily Crypto News. Stay with us for more insights, updates, and expert breakdowns on the world of digital assets. And if you found this update valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a beat in the fast-moving world of crypto.